What's up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, hi and welcome. My name is Hannah Scott Olsen, and for today's video I will be doing my everyday makeup routine. Now this is my natural go-to getting out of the house, getting ready for the day. This is my go-to look, and it will be a chit chat get ready with me as well, so feel free to comment below your thoughts on this video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna zoom you guys in here so we can get a good look at the eye area. So when doing this natural look, I do try to match my brows with my hair color, as I do have fairly light brows. So I actually go in with the e.l.f. taupe brow pencil. Looks like that. And I will show you guys how I get my brows to look, okay? So the first thing I do is I just start off by brushing them out, just like that, and then I take the top hairs and I drag them down a little bit, like so. Alright, and this applicator is really cool because it is more round, like that. And I really love that type of applicator. I do also alternate between the Annabelle brow pencil. So I start fairly close to the front brow hairs, but I just go right underneath that hair. I'll try and get a little bit closer for you guys. And once I get to this middle part, I try not to go down here. I try to really bring this one up to match my natural arch. And then I bring it down like that. So this is the base arch that I will have for my brows. And this eyebrow I always get a hard time with. For some reason, I think these hairs they're non-existent. I have no idea where they went, but we are trying to grow them back. And I'm just gonna do the exact same process on this side, but since this eye naturally goes up a little bit higher, I'm gonna make sure that when I do the top part, I don't go as high as I would on this one. So right in this section, I really try to bring this one up high so that it can match that same arch, because they are a little bit different. Like that. So now they're kind of relatively even, but always remember that brows are sisters, not twins, okay? And then for the top, I just go a little bit above that natural brow line just to give more of a fuller effect. And right when I get to this corner, I really try to swoop it down. Okay. Kinda, sorta like that. So that's just kind of the outline, okay? I know it looks very crazy, but trust the process. Like so. And I'm gonna repeat it on this side, but I'm gonna try and not go so high on this arch because this brow is naturally higher. Okay. So that's the outline, that's the stencil, that is what I'm going to work with for today's brows, okay? And now this is the process of just filling in the brows. So I start from the middle and I work my way down. And as soon as I get to the front, I really try to lighten up my hand because I do like more of a faded front. Kind of sort of like that. Okay. Now I go to the other side. And with these front hairs, I do try to pull them out this way, just to give that fuller look as well. First I go up, and then I come back out. Okay, so now this is the stencil that I am working with, okay? And after I do the drawing portion of my brows, I then go in with a concealer. The reason why I go with a concealer is it really sharpens the brows and lifts them once you apply them directly under that arch. And it makes your eyes look more wide awake and bright, and I really love it. So I'm going to be using the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer. Okay. And I'm almost out of this, so I hope I still have a little bit left. Let me see where my little beauty brush is. Here it is. So now I'm going in with just a simple small concealer brush like so. And I really like a thinner brush to do my brows. I just find that it glides a little bit easier, and I can really get it underneath that arch, okay? So now we're just kind of building that shape. And erasing any mistakes that the pencil might have made. Like so. Using concealer really helps to just lift the eye. And I'm going to be applying a little bit more because this kind of helps, sorry, when you drag the product down to your lid, it does help as a base if you don't have a primer. I do not have a primer with me, but I recommend that if you don't as well, I would go in with a concealer. And I just drag that over and bring this part up. Just like that. And now we're going to repeat that on the opposite eye. My camera accidentally cut off, but I just did the same process on this eye here. And I just bring this part down. And you do have to move a little bit quickly with this concealer because it does tend to dry down. So when you apply, just make sure you have your brush handy and you are ready to blend. Okay. This eye is always fussy with me, so I forgive it, but let's move on. So the next thing that I go in with is my Fit Me foundation. And I put this directly on top of my eyebrow and a little bit on top of my forehead just to blend it in a little bit more cohesively. All right, so let's get this to focus here. Perfect. And I do bring this foundation straight to the front of the brow, just like that. Okay, and then I blend it up, 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 up. Just like that. And I really try to get it into that hairline just so that, you don't see like my natural complexion versus the foundation. Okay, and now we're gonna start with the next eye, and we will do the same exact process. And we really want to get close to that arch on the top and bring that color all the way down to the end tail of the brow. Okay, this one goes like that. Perfect. And again, you're just gonna keep blending that part upwards. Just like that. Perfect. So now the hardest part of the brows is over. So now here comes all the fun. Now we can talk because that was challenging. Anyways, sorry. I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade. And just on an angled brush. And this helps to really bring out that taupe color because the pencil that I have is, again, just kind of that stencil for the shape. But this helps to tie in the right color that I want, which kind of helps to match my hair a little bit better. And I still go on those hair-like strokes, just like that. And as soon as I get to the front, I start to go up this way and out that way, just to make the brows look a little bit more fluffier. And I really try to bring those little baby hairs forward. I did mess up a little bit here, so then I'm just gonna go back in and clean that up. Okay, and I really just brush them up and give them more of a full effect. Okay, and I'm doing the same on this eye, and this also helps to fill in those little gaps that the pencil might have missed. But I really just like this to develop the color a little bit better. And again, once you get to the front, I just go up and then out. I find that if I move them out, the brows look more natural, because my sister, who actually has fuller brows, her natural, her little baby hairs here, they come out this way, and that makes them look really full and super, super natural. They are natural, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, next step I go in with is my e.l.f. brow gel. And this one is actually the brow and lash gel, but I just use it for the brows. and I go up and then I go out. And then as soon as I see a hair that's sticking up, I just bring it down, just like that. And applying a brow gel really helps to set the brows in place so that they don't move all day. And I do pull these guys out from here. Out and up. Just the exact same process. And those are my brows completed. I really like how they turned out. I'm just gonna fix this tail a little bit. I really do like how these brows turned out. So now we are gonna move on to the eyes. Okay, so now for the eyes, I'm going in with the Tartelette palette. And I'm just going in with a regular fluffy brush. And I'm kind of thinking that I will go for something that looks like this. And I'm just going in with the lightest color that the palette has. And I did already put concealer on top of the lid area so that the pigment of the shadows will come through a little bit better. And I'm just packing on a very, very light nude color, and I am just gonna buff that into the crease. And I'm gonna repeat that on the same eye. Just like that. Now, I really love orange eye looks because I think that it blends, or sorry, it ties in with my blue eyes really nicely. And even for somebody who has green eyes, I think an orange eye look would be really stunning. And I'm just going at this with a very, very light hand and with windshield wiper motions, okay? And I do circular motions and back and forth, okay? So that really helps to blend the shadow. So this one has a little bit more, so I'm just gonna dip back into that nice Soda Pop orange color and continue to pack that on. So this would be the base of my eyes. And now I'm just gonna go in with a slightly more orangey-ish shade, sorry. And I'm just still packing that into the crease. And I do blend it down onto the front portion of the lid as well. And I make sure to blend this out so that my eyes look lifted. Because you could blend them just down here and not extend it, but it could make your eyes a little bit droopy. So if you are wanting more of an extended eye look, I would definitely try this technique where you just pat the color on and you work it up. Kind of like that, but making sure that you get the top part as well. And just the same on the opposite side. Working that product in. Windshield wipers all the way up to the brow bone, but I don't go too far up because I do like the look of the concealer right under here. I feel like it still helps to have the eyes look and appear more bright. So that is it for the eyeshadow that I do for my natural look. But now that that part is done, I do go in with a highlighter, and this one I believe is the Too Faced Blinded by the Light highlighter. And I just go in with a small brush and I just wet that a little bit just to make the product stick on a little bit better. And I go right under where I put that concealer, okay? Now I love highlights, so I go crazy, but you can tone it down or you can add more, whatever you like. And sometimes I do tend to bring it down pretty low, just because it helps to make the lid a little bit glossy too, which I really love. And I thought that this was gonna be a chit chat get ready with me, but I kind of just wanted to show you guys what I do and go through it in depth, you know? Because I feel like there are so many incredible makeup artists on YouTube, and I definitely want to be somebody that you guys can all look up to for looks and how to do them, and just kind of teach you guys, whether it's the basics or whether you guys want more dramatic looks. I am a certified makeup artist, so whatever questions you guys have, I will do my best to answer in the comments below. And yeah, so after I do the slight highlight of the brow, I now go in with my mascara. And for today, I'm going in with the Lancome Lash Idole. And this one I did get through my work, so I'm very thankful that I was able to try it. And the technique that I go for is a wiggle and lift. Wiggle and lift. And I do that on both eyes, even when I get to small little lashes. And I will show you what they look like naturally. As you can tell, the inside lashes are dark, and as soon as you get up to the tops, they are very, very fair, just like my eyebrows, which is kind of cool. So this is the technique that I do. Wiggle and lift. Wiggle and lift. And if you slip up, that's okay. You're allowed to make mistakes. You can always clean them up later. Wiggle and up, wiggle and up. And as soon as I get to these lashes, they curl in really close to my lid. So I bring the tip of my applicator and I just touch them really ever so slightly like this. I'm just wiggling them back and forth once I get to the corner. And then I do the same process for the rest. And a lot of people go backwards as well. I just do this one. I feel like it's easier for me to take the mascara off at the end of the day if there's just one coat. And you can go in with as many coats as you want. I just prefer to have my lashes look really separated, and I just do one coat. So you can try that technique if you wish, or you can stick with whatever works for you. And even when I get stubborn little lashes here, I do the same thing as I do when these ones curl. So I just kind of coat them with the tip of the applicator. Oops, see, I got a little bit up top there, but that is okay. We will clean that up. And now I do the same process. A little bit of a wiggle. Up, up, up. So as you can tell now, they look very separated, and that's kind of what I do for my natural look. And now I'm just going to clean a little bit of that. Usually you should wait until it's dry, but that's okay. Pretty good. Okay guys, so I just brought you in a little bit further back so that you can see me apply my foundation. And hopefully, as you guys can tell, I do have rosacea And that's just when my skin gets very red. Sometimes it's in patches. And it is hot. So if that's ever a question that some of you have had, yes, my rosacea is hot. But yeah, so this foundation that I use is the same one that I did on the top of my brow, and I really love it. It doesn't make my skin react at all. I do have very dry and sensitive skin. If you guys want a skincare routine, like my before makeup routine, I would gladly do that. I have a lot of products that I use, but with that being said, we're just gonna dive right on in. Now, I just dunk it onto my face. You guys can listen to that funny sound. And I get a generous amount, and I'm gonna do the same on this side. Just like so. And I gotta catch it before it falls onto my shirt. But then I'm just wetting my beauty blender, tucking these behind my ears. And as you can tell, my rosacea is now blending out really nicely with this foundation. And I just do pat, 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 and I make sure to get all the little crevices. I am gonna move you guys out just a little bit more. Make sure to get these little corners in the nose, and then you just wiggle them up. And as soon as I get to the eyes, I am very, very careful, because sometimes I'll have eyeliner and you really don't want to mess that up. And I take it all the way up to my ear and in my hairline and down my neck. All the way up and down here and all the way down the neck, okay? That's very important because you don't want just this to be covered. You really want everything to be cohesive, and you want everything to match. And making sure to get these little baby corners. They're kind of hard for me to see on camera, but I will do my best to blend this all out. And as you guys have probably noticed, I don't put foundation up here because I do bring up the foundation for my brows, but whatever is left off of my beauty blender, I just dab it on just so that the full color matches my face. Because I have extremely dry skin. So if I put too much product on my forehead, I can feel a lot going on there. So I just keep it on the cheeks where my rosacea is. And that is the foundation portion. And now I'm just going in with that same concealer that I use for my brows. And I used to do the triangle. Occasionally I'll still do that if I have a singing gig or something along that line, but recently I've been just doing, again, this natural look, so I just take it where it is needed. And I try to blend it right here as well, because my rosacea still tries to peek out sometimes. And this part is hard without a mirror, so bear with me, you guys. I do bring this onto my nose as well, and up here. I think I'm just gonna take this little brush and blend that guy out there. Okay, and I take this up a little bit more as well. Like that. And as you guys can tell, this eye is much more lifted. The under eye circles are diminished, and it really brings a lot of light to the face, so it really brightens it up. And I do one side at a time just because this concealer does tend to dry up a little quickly. But it has been one of my favorite drugstore concealers. And I just wet that Beauty Blender again, and I do the exact same technique. Just like that. And I am going to go back in with that small little concealer brush, just because it's hard for me to see. Back in here, blend this all out. And just like that. Perfect, so that is my concealer on. And now I'm going to set this with the Rimmel London Match Perfection setting powder. And I just take a fluffy brush and I really go in like that. And I set the under eyes first just because they're already starting to dry up. And I don't put a whole lot on. I just kind of dust the face ever so slightly. Again, because my skin is very dry. But now I'm gonna go in with my Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Duo. Looks like that. And I'm just taking this on an angled brush like this. And I'm taking a little bit and working it right in the cheekbone area. And I do bring it up to the temple. And I'll do the same technique on this side. And this acts as a bronzer for me as well. And I do also take a little bit on my nose. Like that. And once I'm done with that, you guys are probably going to think that this next technique is very weird. But now that I have covered up my rosacea, I do kind of want to bring some of that natural rosy color back into my face. So I do go in with blush. You guys are probably like, what? What are you doing? But I do love the look of my rosy cheeks. But sometimes when it's uneven, it does get a little bit irritating. And I'm just bringing that all the way up to my temple. So I hit the apple, bring it all the way up. Apples and all the way up. Now, I do put it on my nose. I find that it is super, super cute and it's definitely trending. And I love that. So you do whatever makes you happy. So now once that is finished, I am going in with the same highlighter, which is the Too Faced Blinded by the Light. And I take that exact same brush that I used on my brows. However, now I'm going to do the fine details of my face, like the tip of my nose. And also on the bridge. And on top of my lip. And down the sides. And especially, I'm doing this part with my finger. The same brush, and I am putting this on my top part of my cheek. And as you can kind of tell, this looks like a 7. So I tried to make sure that my highlight goes boop, boop, kind of like that. And I find that it looks the best on me. And if you want to try that technique too, let me know in the comments how it worked. And this is just the first highlight that I do, okay? And I'm just bringing that all the way up. Up, up, up. Up, up, up. And hopefully you guys can see that 7. Okay, next up, I go in with the other highlight, and I'm almost out of this one, but this one here is the Maybelline New York Master Holographic highlight. I'm literally almost out, so I have to go and pick this one up again. And I just go in a little bit on top of my brow bone. Just like that. And then for my cheeks, I take my finger and I just do circles. Circle, circle, circle. And I bring it up as high as I want. Circle, circle, circle. Making sure that I'm still staying in that 7 area. Circle, 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 circle. I find that when I do circular motions, and if I'm in like the sun or some lighting, it really reflects my whole cheek, and I love that. Some of you might think this is too much highlight, but I love it. Okay, so now that that part is completed, I am going to move in to under my eyelash, so this bottom portion. And I'm taking the exact same colors that I did on the top. Ooh, that's too much. I'm taking the exact same colors that I did on the top. Don't worry, I will blend that part out. Taking the exact same colors and bringing it down a little bit, but also making sure that I stay within that height because I do want more of an elongated look. And that was a little bit too much down there. Okay, I'm just gonna go back in with that brush. There we go. I'm just taking those same 2 colors, bringing it down a little bit, and all the way back up. Just like that. And this eye is still a little darker, so I have to build this one up. Perfect. So hopefully you guys can tell that the eye is still natural, but it went a little bit dramatic as soon as I added that. It just gives it more of a sexy feel. But now I'm going in with my the Professional Super Setter by Benefit, and I got this through work as well. And I do quite a few sprays on my face, but this sets very, 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 very fast. So I have my beauty blender on deck for when it's setting. And I go with the larger part. And I just go like this. And I find that using the beauty blender after, it really helps to set everything in place. Perfect. And now I'm going in with the same mascara, the Lancome Lash Idole. And I forgot to mention that I don't curl my lashes. Those things freak me out. But doing my lower lashes freaks me out even more than doing my top. But I'm just going to zoom you guys in so that you can all see this process. Hopefully I don't poke myself in the eye. Okay, so that's the first part done. Okay. Doing this freaks me out a lot more than you might think. I poke myself in the eye so many times, so I'm literally afraid. Okay. Just like that. And since they are not 100% separated, I go in with a little baby spoolie, and I just make sure that they're not clumpy, because for my natural looks I prefer very light mascara. Same with my top ones. And that is the mascara and the eyes completed. Alright, it's going to be hard for me to talk this out, so I'm just going to show you, okay? Okay, so what I did is I went through my natural corners, but I brought the center down a little bit, okay? So I went down to about here. And my natural lip is about here. Right above that. So this just really helps to make the lip pop out a little bit more, if that's the look that you're going for, which I am. So now, to kind of get the shape on the top, I go like this. And that kind of helps to start the process. But as you guys can hopefully tell, my Cupid's bow is right here. So I go a little bit above that. Like that. And then I just bring it down. There is nothing wrong with going outside of that at all. This side went a little bit out. And I'm just gonna go in with this guy. Pretty much that's the process. And now I'm just gonna darken up those borders. Just like that. Now I'm going in with a slightly darker shade. This one is a little bit more orangey. And I'm putting that right above that border that I created. Just like that. And now I take the lightest color that I have and I put it in the center. just like that. And now, I'm gonna zoom you guys out a little bit more. And now, to kind of give an added fullness to the lips, I'm going in with my Clarins lip oil. Well, it's a lip comfort oil. And I'm going to be putting that right in the center. Just like that. And now, I will zoom you guys back out to show you the final look. So this is the look. I really like how this turned out. I feel like it's natural. The lips give it more of a sexy look, sexy feel. And yeah, I know we didn't chit chat all that much, but I will have some videos dropping where we just talk and yeah, we'll get to know each other a little bit better. But this is the final look. I hope that you enjoyed this video and I hope that you found it useful. You can take all the tips that I have given you guys and use it for your own makeup application. And yeah, so just again, I'll zoom this back in for you so you can take an extra look. So those were the brows, the lashes, and the eyeshadow, and then the highlight, the foundation, and the lips. There we go. And that is all, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be uploading my next video very soon. Bye, guys.